Now in this class we are focused another population interaction, parasitism. Parasites. Parasites are where it is living. It may be depending upon host organism. The parasites also life cycle complete maybe, so it require one or two intermediate host. Okay, the parasite living in the completely depending upon the host. So now you can see parasitism. In this parasitism, the parasitic mode of life cycle, you can see many taxonomic groups such as from plants to higher vertebrates. Plants to higher vertebrates. The parasitic mode of life cycle, you can see many taxonomic groups from plants to higher vertebrates. Next one. Many parasites evolve. Many parasites evolve to be host specific. Many of the parasites evolve, that means developed to be a host specific. So it's very completely depending upon the host, particular specific host organism. In such a way, the parasite and host co-evolve. That tend to be, okay, the parasite and host evolve, that tend to be co-evolve. Both are, that can be interaction based upon, it can be both, or it can be developed. Once again, see this point, many parasites evolve to be host specific. In such a way, the parasites and host, they are tend to be co-evolve. That's it. Next point. The host develop a special mechanisms. The host in the host and parasite interaction, in such a situation, host develops, that means host evolves, that means develops a special mechanism to resisting or resisting the parasite. Resisting the host, many of the hosts develop a special mechanisms to resisting or resisting the parasite. That means resisting means prevent the parasite. So that's why the host, they develop a special mechanisms to avoid this parasite, that means to preventing this parasite purpose. In such a situation, these parasite also evolve a special mechanism to counteract. Counteract means to hunt and neutralize in the host, and neutralize in the host. That's it. Okay, so in such a situation, in the host and parasite interaction between, how it is present, the host evolve, that means develop a special mechanism for resisting this parasite. Resisting means prevent this parasite. In such a situation also, sometimes the parasites develop a special mechanism to counteract, that means hunting in the host, and also neutralize in the host. That can be occurs. Next, according to the life cycle, according to the lifestyles, the parasites have especially adapted characters are present. Okay, depending upon the lifestyles, the parasites have special adaptation. You can see what are they. Once again, see this point. The plants, the parasitic mode of life cycle, many taxonomic groups from plants to higher vertebrates. Many parasites have evolved to be host specific in such a way, so the parasite host tend to be a co-evolve. And next point, some of the host organisms evolve, that means develop for rejecting and resisting this parasite. In such a situation, the parasite also develop a special mechanism to counteract and neutralize in the host. After that, so many parasites, their life cycle, that means their life cycles, that means their lifestyles. Depending upon the lifestyles, the parasitic adaptations. The parasites having some special adaptations are present. So what are the adaptations? First one you can see. The parasites loss of sense organs. The parasites loss of sense organs. What are the special adaptation? The parasites loss of sense organs. Next one. The parasites have some adhesive organs. That means it is adhesive organs. Adhesive means attached. Such as some of the parasites have, that means some of the parasites contain a special adhesive organs. What are they? That means suckers and also hooks. These suckers and hooks, what will you do? These suckers and hooks cling. Cling means attach. Attaching the where? Host of the body parts. Host of different body parts region. It can attach these suckers and hooks. Once again, say this point. The parasites having some adhesive organs are present. The adhesive structures. Adhesive means to touch anywhere inside the region or outside the region. It can be, so it can be stability maintained, that means stick. So such a adhesive attached organs, that's what do you call it, is the suckers and also hooks. Such a hooks or suckers to cling, attach the host of the different parts region. Next, loss of digestive system. So the parasites, you can see here the loss of digestive system and also high reproductive capacity. High reproductive capacity. So these are the one of the special characters. Okay, so the loss of sense organs and also it contains special adhesive organs and also loss of digestive system and also high reproductive capacity. And also main, the parasites, the life cycle often complex. The life cycle often complex. That means the parasite complete the life cycle, it can be required 1 or 2 intermediate hosts. How much? 1 or 2 intermediate hosts. That means vectors, mediators. Okay, so the parasitic mode, the parasites, the life cycle, the life cycle often complex So the parasite complete their life cycle, it can be required one or two intermediate hosts or vectors, that means mediators. Suppose for example, so here trematite, that means the human liver fluke, the human liver fluke. So the human liver fluke, such as what do you call it, is a trematode. The trematode, it can be complete their life cycle, it can be used the two intermediate hosts such as snails and fishes. Snails and fishes. And also one more example, that is a malaria parasite. So the malaria parasite. So the malaria parasite, it can be used the human. That means it is a main here. The malaria parasite needs a vector. Vector means it is a mosquito. The mosquito to spread to the other host. Okay. The malaria parasite, it requires a vector, that is the vector which is a mosquito to spread to the other host organisms. Okay, so this is the one or two, here one intermediate host and also here the two intermediate hosts are present. So this is the main, it is the some specific adaptations. Okay, once again see the loss of sense organs. So the loss of the parasitic mode of life cycle in some of the parasites, especially adapted. These are very important, the parasitic adaptations. First one, it is the loss of sense organs. Already what are the sense organs, you know that? So now also the parasites having some adhesive organs are present, such as suckers and hooks. That suckers and hooks, what is the main function? It is clean the host of the body parts. And these parasites loss of digestive system. And also they having a highly reproductive capacity present. And also next, the life cycle. The most of the parasites you can see, so morphologically and anatomically very simple, but reproductively high capacity is present. The morphologically and also anatomically very simple, but it is anatomically, that means highly reproductively, it is a high capacity is present. So well developed, that means evolved to the, that means a new species, it can be spread very fast. Next, the life cycle often are complex. The parasitic mode of life cycle can be complete, it can be required one or two intermediate hosts or vector. So suppose for example, the human liver fluke, that means trematode. So it uses the two intermediate, two vectors are used, such as snails and fishes. They complete their life cycle. And the malaria parasite, the vector mosquito. The mosquito to spread to the other host. That's it. And also one more point, the parasite. So the majority of the parasites harmful to the host. This parasite harmful to the host organism. Majority of the parasites, it is harmful to the main where host organism. So in the host organism, harmful means what will happen? So the host organism cannot survive and also grow and also not occurs the reproduction. So what will happen? The parasite is, majority of the parasites, it is harmful to the host organism. In such a situation, so the host organism cannot survive and grow and also reproduction also not occurs. As a result, what will happen? Here the host organism population density is decreased. Population density is decreased. The host population density is decreases. Once again, see this point. So the parasites, majority of the parasites harmful to the host organisms. So in such a situation, the host organism cannot survive and also grow and also reproductive. As a result, what will happen in such a host organism? Their population density can be declined. That's it. Next, types of parasites. Types of parasites. Parasites are two types. ectoparasites, endoparasites. Okay, the parasites are two types are present. First one it is ectoparasites, second one endoparasites. So ectoparasites means, ecto means here out, ecto means this outside. So the parasites feed on external body of a host organism. Okay, the ectoparasites, ecto means out, the parasites they feed on external side of the host organism. Such organism we call it is the ectoparasites. So in this ectoparasites, many of the marine fishes infested. So many of the many of the fishes are infested with ectoparasites. What do you call it is the copepods. Okay, many of the marine fishes are infested with the copepods. Next, one more point you can see here. Example, cuscuta. The cuscuta mainly growing on hedge plants. Hedge means fencing. The surrounding field area. What is the fencing that can be made? That's plants we call it is the fencing making plants we call it is the hedge plants. So this cuscuta plants is completely it is depending upon it is the hedge plants. So these are there is no in this roots and stems there is no chlorophyll. The stem and leaves there is not contain the chlorophyll. So that's why it is completely depending upon the hedge plants. So on the body outside, that means the body outside. This is how it is present means it is the thread like that present. So it is where it is the plant, it is the hedge plant is present. So the completely it is surrounding body outside. So that's why this cuscuta plant there is no chlorophyll. That means the roots and stems and leaves it's not contained. It is the chlorophyll. It's like a wire like that present. So it is depending upon the other plant, that is host plant. So they are taking food material and everything is taken from on the other plants only. That means host plants only. That is called it is the hedge plants. So that's why here cuscuta it is act as a ectoparasite. Next, once again say ectoparasites means the parasites feed on external side of a host organism. That's we call it is ectoparasites. Many of the marine fishes infested with so the ectoparasites we call it is the copepods. And the cuscuta is completely depending upon the hedge plants. That is the cuscuta plant there is no chlorophyll. So that's why it is completely depending upon the host plants such as hedge plants. So next endoparasites. So endoparasites means the parasites living inside the body. Different parts region. Okay, the parasites are living inside different parts of the inside the host organism. We call it is endoparasites. Endo means inside. Okay, endo means inside. Where it is the different parts, particularly the parasites are living in the liver, okay, and also lungs, and also kidney, and also red blood cells. So these are the main points. So the parasites are living inside the different parts of the region of an organism. That means host organism. So where it is the different parts, it is the liver, lungs, kidney and RBC. Okay, so next, so these endoparasites they are more complex because extreme specialization. Okay, these are extreme specialization are present, and also these are in these endoparasites are morphologically and anatomically very simple and while stressing on their reproductive potential, morphologically and anatomically very simple their structure, but it is main particularly stressful in the reproductively. That means reproductive potential. That's it. I already told why it is the reproductive potential means so they are high reproductive capability present. So what are the morphological and anatomical features are very small, then nothing. What are the vertebrates and also what are the human beings like that, such a morphological and anatomical features are not present, but it is a reproductive capability more. That's it. So these are the endoparasites. Next, one more mechanism is present. You can see in the parasitism. Brood parasitism. Brood parasitism, suppose here example birds. Brood parasitism example birds. So here you can see this is the nest. Also next. In the nest, the parasitic bird lay its eggs in the host bird. Okay, the parasitic bird lay its eggs in the nest of host organism, that means host bird. So this the parasitic bird lays eggs in the nest. These eggs are resemble to the host eggs. This parasitic eggs, it is resemble to the host eggs. That means this is how it is the marking, size, color, how it is the host organism is present, their eggs, same as usual present in the parasitic eggs. So here the host egg is not detecting the other kind of eggs. Okay, the host bird, it is not recognizing, that means not detecting the other eggs, other kind of eggs. It is similar. Why? Because it is similar to the same eggs. So that's why after that incubating later, the host organism, the host bird incubating later, ejecting the new organism, new bird can be come out. Such a mechanism we call it is the brood parasitism. Okay, these are the brood parasitism. Once again, see, it is also different types of parasitism type. The brood parasitism example birds. So the parasitic bird, it is the, so suppose this is the host egg. So this is the parasite egg. Okay, so the parasite egg, the parasitic bird lays eggs in the nest of the host bird. So the parasite eggs resemble to the host egg, like a similar in color and similar in size, and whatever it is present, same as usual, it is looking to the host egg. So the host organism cannot detect their other eggs. So automatically what will happen? So the host bird, it is incubating the parasitic eggs, and finally ejecting the new organism. Such a parasitism we call it is the brood parasitism. That's we call brood parasitism. That's it. So this is the parasitic mode of interaction. This is the parasitic mode of interaction.